Hello everybody, my name is Deepak Ramola and I love people. And I love people who are kind. As a kindness ambassador to UNESCO MGIEP's Kindness Matters campaign, this series we are bringing to you some of the most riveting, awe-inspiring and soul-stirring kindness stories, acts, anecdotes and life lessons from all around the world. If I could pack you all in a bus and take someplace special, I would take you to the quaint town of Calais in the south of France. In 2016, I traveled for 90 days documenting life lessons of refugees, primarily displaced by the conflict in Syria, across 5 countries of Europe: Sweden, Netherlands, Germany, Hungary, and France. In a couple of years, earlier known as the major ferry port of France, the city of Calais has gained notoriety to be hosting one of the most volatile and illegal refugee camps in the world. Nearly 7,000 men from 18 nationalities live in inhuman conditions in what is popularly called the jungle, all in an undeniable hope to smuggle themselves to the United Kingdom in the prospect of a better life. It is there I first heard the name Maya Konforti. When I asked the refugees, how did they endlessly survive the tough situations, the harsh climate, the brutal police response, and most so the punishing rule of the jungle circumstances, they all with gratitude and grace referred to one name, the mother of the jungle, Maya Konforti. Maya today is the secretary of Auberge des Migrants, an organization that provides support to refugees in Calais jungle free of charge, preparing 3,000 meals every day, sleeping bags, warm blankets, and handing out comfort. Aided by nearly 6,000 volunteers, they function rain or shine. Being in that warehouse with Maya, I noticed that even though she was the secretary of the association, there were no bosses around. The volunteers doubled as program managers and the interns stepped in to take lead and direct the program schedule of the day. Maya herself admitted to sharing her life lesson as when people decide to do something by themselves, they do a much better job. I couldn't agree more with that. During the tour, I met another woman of substance who actually lived the testament that Maya shared. Her name was Ansella Nieuwboer. Ansella runs a baby suit business, has 2 kids, and is a primary school teacher. When the refugees started flowing in, she started helping out by sorting clothes according to sizes. And once had an opportunity to visit a refugee camp housed in a prison cell outside of Amsterdam. She was aghast looking at the conditions, not even providing basic amenities to these refugees. Even the food, she said, was served in black, disappointing boxes straight out of the freezer. Most people threw the food away because it lacked warmth and taste. With limited means and resources, Ansella came up with the idea of making the refugees cook for themselves and other hosting families. Every Friday, she invites refugees from the camp to the community kitchen of her building. As they arrive, they sit down, relax for a bit, sip and chat over a cup of tea or coffee, head out to the close-by waterside grocery store, pick familiar ingredients and spices, and come back to cook an elaborate meal that reminds them of home. After the meal, football game, board games, sewing bags, talking about lives, or sometimes just singing their hearts out is what the refugees look forward to every Friday. Ansella told me that kindness sometimes in a situation like this can be as simple as handing out your contact details to a person and telling them you see and hear them, letting them know that they are not alone. and that you are willing to help by even translating their documents. In times like these, acceptance is the first step, but you have to garnish it with dignity and respect and genuinely listen to the people who are being told their voices do not matter. Whether it is the magnificent Maya helping thousands of refugees in the Calais jungle with books, food, cans, sleeping bags and care, or is it Ansella with limited handful resources providing hot home-cooked meal to a bunch of refugees. I have realized both of them are helping the refugees be themselves and at ease in a situation and setting that does not allow that to happen smoothly. When I asked her, "Isn't this challenging?" Ansella smiled and said, "The only challenging part, Deepak, is to inspire other people to pick a part of their puzzle and do the best they can. When I am too overwhelmed with work or in doubt with the difficulty of the threat and the depth of the delivery of danger, I often close my eyes and find myself in the warehouse of Maya or in the kitchen humming with Ansella and the refugees that she calls the new Dutch people. And I can almost hear her say, 'The new Dutch people will be here in a minute. Thank God it's Friday.'" To be able to give out of your heart when you have a lot or when you have a little, to genuinely care for people who are suffering even though when you are suffering yourself, is to build inner wealth. The more you give, the more you will be expected to give. The more you must give, and the more you have to give. So allow your heart to fire up, rise to the epitome of joy, and most importantly, find its own way. I hope that increases the kindness in the world and fuels your day. Hi there! I hope you enjoyed watching those inspiring kindness stories, and if you did, I have a good news for you. UNESCO Mahatma Gandhi Institute of Education for Peace and Sustainable Development is running the Kindness Matters campaign, documenting nearly 250,000 stories of kindness from around the world to help mobilize youth to achieve the 17 Sustainable Development Goals. If you have a story of kindness that can inspire and encourage others to follow suit, or you know of someone around you whose work has tirelessly been a beacon of light in your life, then submit that story in our database. Head to the link below and give your kindness stories. Let's make kindness matter for ourselves and the whole world together.